Hello, YouTube. I did not make an announcement about me going live here. And so this is something I want to do more often. And this is a process that I'm going to be doing. I think what I'll do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to create lives for Fridays. So this is really an announcement more than anything for our community here. This is something that I've been wanting to do. I haven't had an opportunity to do. So what I'm going to be doing, it's a series called #Unplug. It's going to be live on YouTube here. And I'm going to help you guys really understand how to live your human design chart and live as your unique selves. So if you guys have been watching this channel, you know what we do is we go through your human design. We give you the human design basics. We communicate it in a way that's easy to understand and that really is going to help you to actually live this stuff in a practical way. And what I'm realizing with all of my clients and everyone who's doing my certification is that it really needs to be this process of actually learning it, deconditioning, and living it. And so this is really an announcement that I'm going to be here on Fridays, and I'm going to come live on YouTube Fridays at 2 o'clock. And we're going to start this process of learning how to really read your charts, learning how to decondition, and learning how to go through this process, having a place and a community where you can come together, you can learn this stuff on a deeper level, and you can really like take the information that you're seeing on YouTube and apply it to your life and learn your chart, read your chart, and figure out what's going on. So if you guys are here live, say hello, introduce yourself. I'm going to, again, I didn't really give anybody much of a warning here because going live on YouTube is sort of new for me. And so, and I don't really know how it operates. So this is sort of a testing ground to learn how it operates and then kind of help you guys and see what you need. Hey, is that Vince Mental Projector? Awesome. Good to have you. Thanks for being here live. And yeah, projectors really need to go through this intel. I mean, I got to tell you, I think for everyone, it's really important. And for projectors, it's super important. Because there's nothing else out there that really helps you understand how the aura mechanics operate. And what this means is that human design explains that we all have a unique aura type. Okay. And the aura is really how you interact with other people and interact in the world and interact in your business and in your lives and in your families and all of that. It's when all of these types come together, the way they operate is differently. So what we call this is the art of differentiation. And so you have to go through a process of understanding yourself, and then you have to go through a process of learning how to read your chart and then learning how to live it. So are there any other projectors here? And if you're listening to the recording, please type in the comments below in the feedback, who else is a projector? Also, if you're not a projector, what type are you? Are you generator, manifesting generator, a manifestor, reflector? I want to hear from this community and really learn what you guys, where you are in your experiment and how deep you guys want to go. Because what I'm going to be doing on Fridays, I'm going to be creating this space for people to really learn how to take this intel and utilize it for their lives so that they can have successful businesses, so they can learn who they are. They can learn a little bit more about how this stuff operates. Hi, Roseanne Lee. There was something blocking my screen. Are you what type are you? Type in the chat which type you are if you're just jumping on. I want to get to know you guys and find out a little bit more about you guys. So I've been getting a lot of feedback about the biggest questions I've been like how to parent as a projector, or if you have a projector or generator or manifestor child. And that's one of the biggest questions I've been getting. Generator 6-2. Awesome. Very cool. I've recently just been working with a 6-2 who is going through their third stage, and it's so intense to watch. Whoa, it's like a whole new life coming up. So environment is so key. It literally becomes so apparent to me how much of a product I become of whoever I am. Yeah. So, hey, we've got a Mary Jane is a MG41. Vince is a 3-5. So 3-5 is intense, super intense. So environment, Vince is a mental projector, and environment is super key for him, but it's also going to be key for other people who have an undefined G center. So and that's so good that you know that, because the G center literally, and it's a little different for projectors because they actually are absorbing that environment. But you know, when you have an undefined G center, you are literally absorbing that environment. So you got to be real careful where you are living and who you are living with and where you are working and where your environment is. So this is like just the beginning. Obviously, the tip of the iceberg is talking about how this stuff operates in your life. So one of the things, if you guys don't know, my name is Raquel Reina. We, our channel, Unleash Your Genius, we're here. I work with my partner, Davidian. We're both human design guides and specialists, and we work on human design and how it operates in your life and in your business. And it's such a magical process when you begin to understand who you are and how you operate. So what I was saying is I'm going to start coming live on Fridays. This is my announcement. I didn't do a pre-announcement, so all of you guys jumping on live, Vince and Rosanna Lee and Mary Jane, thank you guys for being here live, and whoever else is listening in. I really appreciate it, because I didn't let you guys know in advance, because I'll tell you why. I really didn't know how, and I know that sounds retarded. I just learned today how to do it, and so I'm a little like I'm just learning all the YouTube stuff, because we normally operate and we have a group there, as well as you know, in our class, right? So this is kind of new for me, but what I want to do is I want to pull the community together, and I want to start helping you guys really actualize this process, because I'll tell you, I think it is the most important thing on the planet right now. Now, I'm biased. However, I have studied a lot of different modalities. So I worked with the shaman when I was 20. If you guys don't know my history, my story, and I've been a seeker. Part of it to do with my my undefined head and gates of madness, you know, 63, 64, and an undefined head, and like the pressure to know the unknowable, right? But what it did is it drove me to learn and study a lot of spiritual modalities and to kind of understand all this stuff. And I recently was exposed to human design. I also got my master's degree in spiritual psychology. So I've really been a seeker and trying to find all these different modalities. And what I found is that human design, I think, is one of the most important things you could learn right now on the planet, and really understand how this stuff operates, how the aura mechanics operate. And understanding this stuff is game changing. And especially if you're applying it to business, to your life, to, well, pretty much anything, self-actualization. And so I want to create an environment here where you guys are learning. I'm finding out more about what it is you guys want to learn, so we know how to create our next video, and we can kind of build based on what you guys are interested in learning. So you have the 64, 63 too. Yeah, so I have them all three without the head center divine, without the head center divine. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Isn't this stuff crazy? It's just like, it's such an incredible study. So this is just my introduction. I want to say hi. I'm going to give you guys more warnings so you guys can join me, kind of mark your calendars. I'm going to shoot for Fridays, and I'm going to shoot for Fridays. So mark your calendars, start writing your questions down. And we have a lot of cool new videos coming, and we're super excited to bring more intel for you guys here on YouTube, share with you guys a little bit more about how to use this stuff for your life, how to operate correctly, and how to really unplug so that you are not just learning it on an intellectual level, but you're able to actually integrate it into your life. And that takes understanding what human design is doing. It's telling you who you are, but the real truth of human design is showing you who you are not. So, like what Vince was saying, that environment is so important. Well, yeah, because he knows who he's not, and he knows, like, when it's reflected, that that's not correct for him. And so, one of the most intense truths you learn in human design is that you oftentimes have been conditioned to believe that you're something that you're not. And that is eye-opening. It's a bitter pill to swallow, and it's super intense and scary once you start realizing, like, I've been wanting to do this my whole life, and it's because my mom told me to, or because I was conditioned to believe that. And so understanding this stuff is game changing. And so I'm going to be doing some lives here on YouTube. Please let me know what questions are coming up for you guys, and mark your calendars. Fridays at 2. I am going to be showing up here, connecting with you guys, really working on deconditioning and helping build some really powerful community here. If you guys want to join in on the Facebook group, I'll put a link in the notes below. It's Spiritualized Entrepreneurs Awakening to Their Next Level. We have a great group there also that helps kind of assist you guys. Is environment important for a triple split? In a different way. So in a different way, but the main thing about the triple split is that you have to be moving in and out of a lot of different types of environments and people. So like if you're going to be, I don't know what kind of work you do, but like if you were an entrepreneur, for the people who are working in solopreneurship, they actually have to be moving in and out of like a networking group, or go work from a cafe, or work in different environments, because one environment can get boring for them. And yet they need people to bridge all those splits. So when the splits are bridged, it helps them connect, and their wiring connects. So you begin to see things more clearly. If you're trying to create something, or just in general, all of a sudden it helps to bridge your splits. So environment's important, but it's a little bit different than the undefined G center. That one is very, like, for anyone who has an undefined G center, it's one of the most important things, like the most important. And it's a little bit, it's helpful for a projector to know that too, because it's all about, they can feel if the environment's right, and that kind of helps them gauge the right invitation also. So, thank you guys all for who showed up here, jumped on, heard the call, jumped on, and join me here. If you don't know anything about human design, the Human Design Basics, I'll put some links below. The Human Design Basics is an incredible way to just introduce yourself to the basics. We have the basics on each one of your types. We also, if you need to get your chart, I'll put a link for that one also. And you guys can, it's not there now if you're here live. And so start marking your calendars. Fridays at 2 o'clock. We're going to go into some deep process together. And I want to provide some space for you guys to learn this stuff, to go a little bit deeper, to ask some questions, to find out a little bit more about who you are, and let you guys know a little bit about the courses we're doing. And if you feel like you're a fit, you want to go deeper into the intel, you can reach out to us. We do certifications, and we really help people, get this intel on a super deep level. So, what time will that, I'd have to check. It's really easy to get a time changer though, if you guys want to look. This is Pacific Standard Time. So it's 2:25 right now, Pacific Standard Time. So we'll be doing Friday Pacific Standard Time at 2, and I will kind of make an announcement before, so I give you guys a little advance notice. So if you're listening to this, please go ahead and tell me which type you are, and your questions are great. I love them. Thank you guys for putting them in. And we also have a new video coming out on Doreen Virtue. Do you guys know what happened with Doreen Virtue? It's sort of this crazy story about one of the most powerful Hay House authors denounced all of her spiritual work and called it, like, the devil's work. And we're going through that based on our human design. It's so fascinating, and we're having so much fun looking at how she was susceptible and what happened and what she's going through, and it's all revealed right there in her human design chart. So stay tuned for that. That should be out soon. And if you don't know anything about her and you're curious about this, because it is a crazy situation, part 1 is available. So Doreen Virtue, you'll find it in our videos, part 1. And it's a really interesting way to understand where we're susceptible. And Vince was talking about the open G. She's completely open. And so she takes on her environment. It's a really, really interesting story. So we are going to be putting out more videos to help you guys kind of process this human design. Like I was saying earlier, I've researched so much stuff. I've really done a lot of business coaching, done tons of high-end coaching, done tons of, like, got my master's in spiritual psychology. Like, you know how it is when you feel like you need more intel, right? And I really believe that human design is the most important thing that you can put in your toolbox, in your repertoire. It helps on so many levels. It helps you with your relationships, with your families, with your business, with everybody that you're operating with. It is such a huge game changer. It changes everything. And so I really want to inspire you guys to go on this journey with me and who you are, but more importantly, who you are not. And so you get to see all of this stuff, because once you get this and you learn that how to operate correctly as yourself, we all win. We all get served. We all start aligning, right? We all start, like, uncovering our satisfaction and living as ourselves. And we all begin to have success, and we all begin to, like, the process of living our truth. And guess what? When you live your truth, it's so unbelievably gratifying, right? When you let someone else live their truth, it's so frigging satisfying. It just is unbelievable. And so it is such an incredible process to learn this stuff. And it's not just about learning it, it's about integrating it into your life and being able to live it. And so I want to take everything we're learning and help all of this community, because you guys are all part of this community. I want to help you guys to live it, to really live it, and to self-actualize, and to begin this process to have a satisfying life, a frigging successful life. And here's the thing. If you've been studying, like, the law of attraction or any of these other modalities and they haven't worked for you, it's because of something in your human design. It just absolutely is. Something in your human design is throwing you off. Because once you learn that, you crack that, it's like opening up your DNA coding and revealing, like, what it is you're supposed to do that you don't know, because you've been conditioned to do the opposite. And so it's like unraveling your DNA, and you get to read your DNA like you're reading a book. So you get to read your DNA coding, and then you get to learn how to operate as yourself. This system is the new iPhone upgrade to your vehicle. So in other words, if your body was a phone, as the analogy here, this is like moving out of the rotary and moving you into the newest iPhone. And so when you get this intel, it's upgrading your knowledge about life, about who you are, why you're on the planet, how to operate, how to live, how to have a business that works, how to make money, like everything like that, right? I have the 1156 channel and cross of consciousness. How about mental projector and business? And that's a great, great question. And I'm going to do a video on that after I also have an unlisted video about human design business, and I will, after we're done live, Vince, I will reply to that with a video. It's unlisted, so you need the link because it's really just for my more private community, but I'll send it to you. And basically, the idea is that projectors, okay, in human design business, projectors are meant to be the alphas. They're meant to lead business. It's crazy because I know when you're talking and you're reading about human design, you're first learning about it. Projectors like, oh, they're not supposed to work, you know, they're not supposed to work. And it's true, we can't really work 9 to 5 like traditional hours, but we are here to lead, guide, and direct. And we are here to help generators use their energy correctly. Now, how that translates into business is that you have to get really good at mastering systems so that you are recognized as, you know, someone who's really well versed in the field that you love. And then you can charge enough for what you do. So you only have to work a couple hours a day, ideally, you know, for a projector, because they don't have the energy. But we are designed for business. Regardless of what anyone else says, we are designed for business. So, and then the 1156 is, you know, a little bit about the bringing the stories out and sharing about the stories. You're welcome. So yeah, I mean, there's so much. And so I love this stuff, and I want to really inspire the community to live it and experiment with it on this really deep and very profound, powerful level. If you guys are feeling like, you know, anyone listening to this recording, anybody who's here live, if you're feeling like, oh my God, I really want this intel, I want to go deeper, then you can type in the chat about questions about our certification course. We are going to have a waiting list for our certification. We only do it, we're just finishing up our full year-long program, and we're going to start a whole new course. And so we're not ready to open it up yet, but if you are thinking about it and you're like, oh my God, I'm really resonating, I feel this, I know I need to do this. And if you haven't yet watched my video on 2027, because you'll see why this is so important over the next 10 years. This is going to be the most important information in the next 10 years, I think. Of course, I'm biased, but I do believe that. And so if you're feeling that call, just say waiting list. You want to be on the waiting list, and I can reach out to you and tell you when we start. If you're a manifesting generator, emotionally defined, do you listen to the sacral till you're clear, wait for an invitation on clarity? How long do you wait for? That's a great question, Annabelle. Thank you for that. So this is a great question for anybody who is emotional and a generator, either a manifesting generator or a generator. You have the sacral, right? But you're emotional, and the sacral is right? And it's super, super fast. And it's sacral energy. However, the emotions are super, super slow, right? The emotional being is really deep, and they have to ride out and wait, and they have to wait for those emotions. So you have that inner pull and that inner conundrum within your psyche, and it's pulling you in opposite directions, right? And so when you have that going on inside of you, what you can feel for the sacral, the energy for the sacral, is what do you have energy for? So the sacral will give you energy for things like, I can go to the store, I have energy to go to the store, and that kind of thing. So you can feel what you have energy for. But when it comes to the decision-making process, you've got to ride out the wave, and you've got to wait. And what I hear from my clients is that it's longer than 24 hours, but it's really personal also. So you do need to really ride out the wave. Now, for an emotional manifesting generator, let me go through that process with you a little bit, Annabelle. So, you know, as a generator, that's the first and foremost strategy for you, which is wait to respond, right? So your aura is pulling things in, it's pulling things in. And so you have to wait to respond before you initiate anything, right? So that's the first thing. And waiting to respond is very hard for an MG because they're right. They're like, let's go do this. They're fast and they got a lot of energy. So the thing you need to learn how to do is just kind of wait and allow come into you. And then once you see that in your aura, whether it's a sign or a person or a book or a billboard, then you got to fully wait that full 24 hours and really let that process, right? But the sacral energy is available for you to kind of feel like, you know, do I have energy for this? And that's the best way to put it from what I've heard from people that have explained that to me, because obviously I'm a projector, so it's different for me. But like I said, we do help support you guys in your energy properly. So that's probably a good way to kind of, you know, work with those two energies going on within you and being aware of how to feel into both of them, because they're both there, right? They're both there. Your sacral energy is there. But the emotions, it takes a long time to get clear on a decision, and you're never 100% clear. You're more like about 75% clear. Does that help? Mary Jane, waiting list. Awesome. Awesome. Absolutely. Very exciting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to also give you my email address to email me, because you and if you want to put your email address in here, you can do that too, and I'll email you. But it's support@raquelreina.com, and then I can email you and share with you a little bit more as well. And if you could remind me, Vince, that I told you I was going to put in that video on business. Otherwise, I'm going to forget. How do MGs with undefined emotional centers carry emotions, energy with others with undefined? So how do MGs with undefined emotional centers carry emotional energy with others and undefined? So what I'm hearing, MGs with undefined, what I'm hearing is that no, the business is just, it's an overall sort of business, how to know business by design. So what I'm hearing is MGs without an undefined center, an undefined emotional, is like, so MGs that are sacral, they just have a right? It's really just the, yeah. So if the MG with the sacral is really clear, like your decision making process is through the sacral center. And the reason, and the thing is about that though, is having the courage to actually listen to the sacral, because the sacral is actually really clear, but it might give you an answer that you don't want to hear. So really, is the process for the sacral MG, and then being courageous enough to act on the sacral. So, you know, again, the generator is drawing things in, and the sacral is like, this is correct for me. And you want to have people ask you yes or no questions. So actually, I think that's going to be one of our next videos, is that sacral and how to do that. So that's a great question. Anyways, I think I'm going to wrap it up for today. And Mary Jane, I'm going to send you an email. I'm excited to put you on the waiting list. I'm telling you, there's nothing more fun than going through our full certification process. I cannot tell you how freaking awesome it is. I'm telling you, it is game-changing awesome. And then you get to learn how to like read charts and how to bring it forward for your clients. So anyways, meet me back here next Friday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And we'll go deeper into this stuff. Today was kind of introducing, saying hi, getting to know you guys a little bit, and then put it on your calendar. And I'll see you guys back here Friday at 2 o'clock, and we'll go a little bit deeper. And if any other questions come up, go ahead and put them in below. All right. Thank you. Bye, guys.